All right, let's transition over to the TaylorMade Assistant Professional of the Year. I'd like to introduce Peyton Randolph from Long Island and RJ Zurich from everywhere else, West Tennessee.
Thanks, guys. Welcome. A lot of new faces for us today. I know we saw a lot of you guys last Monday at the TaylorMade and Adams and Adidas and Ashworth. What else did we do? Training event. And good news, thanks to Charlie and his team. If you did attend, you get 3 credits for that as opposed to 2. So a lot of you guys will not probably stay here any longer because you don't need the points anymore. A couple things I want to do. I do want to welcome back the majority of you guys. I know a lot of you guys go down south, and we are excited to have you back. There is a long laundry list of some pretty impressive people, except for today, that have won this award. You look at guys like Corey Muller, head pro, Country Club of Darien. You look at guys like Greg Visconti, National Club Pro, qualifier many times over, head pro at St. Andrews. Nick Vaselli, pro in waiting at Old Oaks. You've got Andrew Bostrom, former president, 2-time Club Pro winner or qualifier as well. And what that actually tells you is you don't need to be that good of a player. Hence today's winner, who's the 12-4 index. But happens to be your president at the same time, so that's how you win these awards. I will say a couple things with Dennis, and you can see I'm nervous with it because it's such a big person to give an award to. He does have some serious involvement, as you know. His charity involvement is probably the biggest thing that I will say that I was most impressed with when asking for a little bit of his background. So we'll kind of give you the step-by-step process of how we've given out this award in the past. I know it's a section-appointed award, but pretty good example of why you win this award. Just alone in charity involvement, Dennis has hosted or involved with the Patriot Golf Day, obviously involved in Folds of Honor, Play for Pink, and Arnie's Army. In junior golf alone, he's helped continue to grow the game with successful programs at the club level, including the junior golf fundraiser, which we talked a lot about today. When he raised over $1,000 each of the last 3 years himself. The recipient also today was involved with the PGA Junior League, First Tee, and Met Junior PGA, just to name a few. Dennis has actually represented the Round Hill Club and Mount Kisco for the past 5 seasons, playing in almost every single tournament he can get his hands on. And I gave him some crud, using those proper words here, but he's actually a fantastic player, and a lot of you guys know him as a great guy. He's leadership and involvement-wise, he took a leadership role, obviously, in the section. He started at the end of the table as the secretary, vice president, and then we filled him to Boston, he became the president of the section. If that isn't enough to be awarded with this honor, today's recipient actually went a little bit of the extra mile and married a fellow assistant pro, which actually helps your candidacy in this position, so keep that in mind as well. A lot of women today have that. I will say today, and if you guys don't know Dennis, I know a lot of you new guys are beginning to meet him. If I could say, as a TaylorMade staff member, he is one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. I mean that. He is a good guy. He is not a good guy. He's a great guy. I think a good example right there. As a new assistant up here, doesn't want to get up and tell the world who he is just yet. And Dennis is going to make sure that he feels more comfortable. And that is how he's done with me as a younger rep of the section. I got here 5 years ago, and I speak extremely highly of him to anyone that asks. You guys do as well, I'm sure. Today's winner, National Med Section TaylorMade Assistant Gear, Dennis. Thanks for taking me on.
Two things before I get my thank yous in. Certainly thank you to RJ and Peyton for taking time out of their day today. I know they've been standing back there listening to all the jibber jabber that we've been going through today. And also a huge congratulations to RJ himself, who, if you read it in the newsletter, he was the 2014 TaylorMade Sales Rep of the Year. So round of applause for RJ as well. He does a fantastic job, and I'm sure Peyton does. I don't spend a lot of time with Peyton, not being on Long Island, but TaylorMade has been great for me, and I'm sure it's been great for you. There's support of our section events and stuff has been fantastic. Obviously, I'm honored and humbled to be standing up here as the winner of the award. I want to thank the board for the selection. I know there was many qualified people. also out there for the award, but to be elected is certainly an honor. Just a couple of quick thank yous to people. RJ mentioned I spent 2 years at Round Hill working for Tom Henderson, and the move for me was not necessarily a no-brainer. I came up from the Carolinas section, and I was essentially in charge of running an operation down there. My wife, who RJ alluded to, is the teaching pro at Round Hill, female teaching pro. She got the job there, dream job to be a teaching pro in the golf business. And Tom reached out a couple weeks later and lost his second assistant who joined the military. So he reached out to see if I was interested in coming on board with him. And it took a little while to think about it, but obviously, as you've heard several times today, the Met section is certainly the best section. And that was kind of the tipping point to get me up here. Also, spending time with my wife. And when I got here, probably my first or second week of work, I asked Tom, I sat down with him and I said, Tom, how do I get back to the top? I want to be back in the top where I am, or where I was coming from. And as we've heard many times today, Tom said, look, you got to get involved. You want to be involved with junior clinics, junior golf fundraisers, get on the committees, run for the board. So I won't go through the whole board process. Tyler reminded me of it this morning. But I ran a couple times, and the first 2 or 3 times was not elected. But one of the things that encouraged me to run, or to keep running, was after the first time I received 2 thank you notes from fellow assistants that were in the audience that day, and thanked me for getting up there and not knowing anybody in the room, but still wanting to be involved within the section. And from that, I was like, wow, I am getting noticed. So I ran again, and I think my 3rd or 4th time finally running, I got on the board. I wasn't even at the meeting, but I was thankful for everyone's votes. And as alluded to, I worked my way up the board, and thanks to Andrew leaving, I'm now serving as the president. So I'm entering my 6th season. In my 5 years, I've been involved on the board 3 times, and it certainly has opened a lot of doors. So again, encourage everybody to get involved. And the next person I want to thank is my current boss, Chris Case. When I bring up his name and mention that I work at Mount Kisco, a lot of people cringe a little bit and ask what it's like working for Mr. Case. And I can tell you this, it's been one wild ride. But one of the things that he does, and he's probably one of the best at, is pushing you to be your best and pushing you to get better every day. And I've had an opportunity to sit with him through a couple of interviews for assistant positions that we were interviewing for at Mount Kisco. And he described himself as a perfectionist, which he doesn't lie about. And he described himself as a coach. And a coach that is a perfectionist. And the way that he describes it is that we're going to run a play, and we may score a touchdown, but if you miss your block, I'm going to high five everybody because we scored a touchdown. But I'm also going to point you out that you missed your block. So we want you to improve every day, and certainly he's a guy that goes to bat for you, and those are the kind of guys that you want to work for. So I thank him for pushing me to get better every day. And last but not least, I know RJ's probably got a recorder on for this, so I've got to throw it out there, but I do have to thank my wife, who is in the golf industry, and we have 2 kids at home, so she's at home a lot. It allows me to do what I do, so be involved and have an opportunity to win this award. So thank you to her as well, and again, get involved, and I wish everybody a great 2015 golf season. Thank you.